With many students learning in front of the computer this time around, there's a lot of risks involved with that.
Yeah, parents and guardians are being warned to be vigilant of their child's online activity.
Let's get to 41 Action News anchor Bryant Madrick, who spoke with a tech expert about what every parent needs to know. Bryant, there's a lot of parents out there, I don't mean to name names, that are not particularly tech savvy. And so the idea of not only doing this, but keeping their kids safe at the same time from threats they're not even aware of is pretty daunting.
Because the kids are tech savvy, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah, it creates a very interesting situation where sometimes the kids know more than the parents, and that's why the expert I talked to says it's important that now is the time for all of you parents or guardians to step up your game when it comes to learning about how to keep your kids safe from online. Of course, there's a lot of great things about the internet, but there are a lot of risks. The FBI says some of those risks can have children exposed to exploitation when online and at home for a large amount of time. And on top of that, that agency asks that anyone can be targeted by hackers and even scammers.
If you're homeschooling your kids, or if your kids are using a computer, all Windows devices and Apple devices have parental controls built in. So you need to just go into settings for each device and you can enable parental controls, which will allow you to at least block some of those harmful sites that kids will try to visit rather than doing their schoolwork.
Yeah, now some of the sites where those kids may be diverted away from their schoolwork include anything involving music, gaming, and of course social media. But those are a lot of sites that obviously could have some risk depending on which site you go to, which is why it's so important that all you parents and guardians really just keep an eye on your child's online activity and put those parental controls in place. Back to you guys.
So, Brian, obviously we know there's a lot of threats online, but the expert you spoke with said some of those threats come from people who know our kids. These are not just strange faces out there that we've never heard of.
Yeah, that's right. Not just some stranger. Sometimes it's a person who knows your child very well because they're often classmates. And the threat that they can find themselves exposed to is cyberbullying. Now, cyberbullying is not new, but the expert that I talked to tells me that during this pandemic, cyberbullying has increased. And that's why it's even more important that parents be vigilant and also keep an eye on what's happening online, because unlike what's happening in the school where you have a teacher or another school person who can keep an eye on that behavior and possibly deter it, that doesn't exist online. It's really the Wild West, and that's why parents are so important and play such an important role in making sure that their child is safe from all kinds of activity, whether it's from people that they know or don't. Reporting live this morning in Kansas City, I'm Bryant Madrick, 41 Action News Today.